Hey everyone, welcome to the Investor Evolution podcast. I'm your host, Kimberly Hoyt. Today we are going to talk about the future. And I'm going to give you 3 things to think about when you're future casting or looking towards that future to help move you forward in a way that is productive and helpful. So, the first thing, when you start thinking about your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, what that future is going to look like, what your future self is going to look like, or who you're going to be, one of the most powerful tools that you can use is visualization. When you can visualize your future with such clarity, you will automatically move towards that. Now, one of the things that you can do is spend a couple of minutes each day. Maybe you do a 2-minute meditation visualization session 2 or 3 times a day. And what I want you to think about, and maybe you need to write this down first. Think about this goal that you have, this future self that you're looking to become. Maybe it's 6 months in the future. Maybe it's a year. Maybe it's 5 years. Maybe it's 10. Maybe it is your big life goal. Whatever that is, that's fine. You can use any of those benchmarks to go from, but you want to be consistent. So maybe you're going to pick a year out. How am I showing up in work? How am I showing up with my family? What are the activities that I do daily? Am I exercising regularly? Am I meditating daily? Am I doing my gratitude practices? How much am I working? What does that look like? When you can visualize that with such clarity, that is like music for your brain. It feeds your brain such good images that your brain starts looking for correlations and ways to make that happen. Another thing that's really important with that visualization is helps you feel familiar with that situation and with that environment, and that it makes it feel easier to become that, right? Think of the first day of school. When you walk into school, you're nervous. You don't really quite know where everything is, especially if it's a brand new school. Where's the lunchroom? Where are the bathrooms? Where's my locker? It's a little unfamiliar, and you can feel ill at ease, right? Because you just haven't been there. Now, contrast that with how you feel at the end of the year. You've been there, you've walked those halls, you've been in those classrooms, so you can time it, where everything important is, and you know your way around it. You know the people there, you know your friends. And when you walk into school on the last day, it's a completely different feeling because you're familiar with it. So I want you to think about that when you're visualizing. And I want you to visualize that future that you are wanting to create in as much detail as you can. I want you to take a little time each day and visualize this. So I was actually on a Zoom this morning, and the guest speaker was talking about this in his visualization practice. And what he does is he takes 2 minutes and he uses all of his 5 senses to visualize, what he's working toward. So what does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? The taste of it, the smell. So if you can think in terms like that, maybe I'm working towards a beach house on Anna Maria Island. Maybe that's my dream. And so can I see myself sitting on the porch of that beach house? What does it look like? What are the sights that I see around there? Can I see the ocean? Can I see Tampa Bay from where I'm sitting? Can I see them both? How cool would that be? What does it smell like? Can I smell the ocean air when that breeze comes by? Can I feel that cool breeze coming by and helping with the humidity of the day? Can I hear my kids playing in the backyard, or the kids on the beach playing? Do I sit on that porch in the morning while I'm drinking my coffee and I can feel the warmth of the coffee going down and taste the coffee in the morning while I'm enjoying this beautiful environment? Can I see myself walking on the beach, just leaving my house and walking on the beach and feeling the sand between my toes and the water as it laps up on my ankles while I'm walking down the beach, right? when you start thinking in those terms of the senses, it like brings that vision alive, doesn't it? And don't you feel like, "Man, I want to be right there?" So when you do your visualization, I want you to incorporate those senses into it because that helps feel more real. Now, the second thing you want to do is repetition. Okay. When we repeat those visions, and you start thinking about that throughout the day, you repeat those visualizations a couple of times a day, for sure every day, and you do it every day. Maybe you write stuff down about it as well. As you continue to do that, that helps you and your brain become familiar, right? Like the last day of school, you're now familiar with it and you feel like you're a part of it. And that is meant for you. So that repetition part is really, really key. And the third thing, and I found this, I was cleaning out my desk yesterday, and I found this little phrase as a way to reflect on your belief system. Okay, because sometimes we feel like we have these visions, we have these goals, but maybe you're the only one in the family that is trying for it. Maybe no one else in your family has achieved as far as you have, and you have these limiting beliefs of how far you can really go. And so we want you to reflect, and I want to give you a little catchphrase or a little cheat sheet, I guess, to check yourself. So when you have thoughts that come in that are like, you're visualizing yourself in that beach house on Anna Maria Island, and those thoughts of, who are you to think that you can do this? This is meant for other people, not for you. When you have those thoughts, I want you to catch them. Okay, however that looks. Maybe it's you snap to stop yourself. And this is going to take a lot of practice because sometimes you don't even know those thoughts are going through. You have to catch them. So here I am visualizing my Anna Maria Island beach house, and that thought goes through my head of, this isn't meant for you. I'm going to catch it. And I'm going to look at that. I'm going to think, okay, who am I to think that I could do this? This is meant for other people, not for me. So you're going to catch it first, and then you're going to check it. Is that true? Have other people in my situation who maybe they're achieving more in their life than maybe few past generations have, and we all want our kids to do better than us, right? So I don't think that's a problem. But when we think that it's meant for others, but not for me, is that true? I want you to catch it and then check it. Is that true? Is that thought true? Or is that just negative Nancy in my head saying things? Okay. And once you've caught it, once you've checked it, I want you to change it. And I want you to use evidence. There are other people just like me who are doing what I want to do, who came from less fortunate situations than I did, who have changed their life around, and they're doing even bigger things. So I want you to challenge it, right? I want you to catch it first. I want you to check it, kind of challenge that thought. Is it true? And when you realize that it's not true, it's just your brain's way of trying to keep you safe and staying in your comfort zone, I want you to change that thought. How can you change it to make it powerful for you? There are a lot of people who are doing what I want to do and who are just like me, and they've done it. If they can do it, I can do it too. So I'm going to change that thought. Now, I like to think of these negative thoughts that go through our head as ruts in the dirt road. They're habits. Those thoughts that you have said to yourself a lot. And it becomes difficult to get out of the rut in the dirt road, right? When you're in that rut and you try to steer out, it just like pulls you back in. But the more you repeat those visualizations and where you want to go, it's like veering out of that path. And the more you do that, you're more likely to stay out. So this is where visualizing where you want to go and changing those thoughts from the negative to the positive. How can you change it to make it work for you is incredibly powerful. So when you can do those things, man, there is nothing that is going to stop you. So let's recap. You're going to visualize your future self in as much crystal clear clarity, detail as possible. You're going to repeat it as often as you can so that you can, again, start creating a new dirt road, right? And start creating ruts in a different track that is going to move you forward. And then when those negative thoughts come, you're going to catch them. You're going to check it. Is that true? And you're going to change it. You're going to catch it. You're going to check it. And then you're going to challenge it or change it to something that you are able to use as ammunition and to move you forward. So that's what I have for you guys today. I appreciate you hanging with me. This was a short one, but hope this was helpful. Let me know. And please, if you found value in this, please like and subscribe. And if there's someone in your world that you're like, oh, they need to hear this, please share it. I would really, really appreciate it. All right, guys, until next time, have a great week.